Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another session of Politics in the Car. And tonight, I want to refocus on housing, and homelessness, but more broadly, housing. Now, there's a reason why. Like the last video I made had a lot of views, a lot of people talking, and we really got that discussion going, which is great. And that's what we want to do. That's what we need to have. We need to have people talking about it and start advocating for change. And I want to talk more broadly around housing, not just homelessness, because if you start on the bottom, it's just a continuous cycle and you're never going to fix it. You're just going to get, this open door, swinging door, revolving door of people just, short-term accommodation back on the streets. And housing or homelessness is actually leveled. So you've got people who are homeless that you need to get into a house. Then you've got people who are at risk of homelessness. And that's a group that we need to focus on. So that's people, on minimum wage, or not earning enough money, pensioners, single parents, people on Centrelink who are struggling to pay rent because rents are astronomical in Melbourne now. I think I saw on the news that, or on a video that Melbourne or Australia is behind Hong Kong as like the second most expensive place to live in the world. And that's not good. We want to get money out of the housing sector. And the reason why is because money going into the housing sector just goes to the banks. It goes to interest, it goes to profits for the banks. It doesn't go into the economy, it doesn't make jobs for you, and it doesn't put money in your pocket. And in order to keep the economy flowing and people out off the streets, we need to get money on the streets and into shops. So we really need to focus on that, and that's where I want this discussion to go. So I want to hear from you at home. What are your ideas? How do you think we should tackle homelessness and housing stress? So, you've got homeless people, people at risk of becoming homeless, people in housing stress, and you got even people who currently are affording to live, barely, and they don't realize that, if they lost their job, they could lose everything. So it's a big tiered, big problem, and it's just growing in Australia. Yes, there's all these reports of housing has gone down, but it hasn't. You're looking at, so I've been looking at the market, and what you're looking at is just smaller blocks, but they're still selling for higher than what they're worth. So instead of your, 700, 800 square meter blocks going for 1.2 million, you've got 200 square meter blocks going for 500,000. So it doesn't really equate. So I want to hear from you. What do you think needs to be done? My ears are all open. Let's get to it.